Welcome back, fellow enemies of the fire. Right now, we have a special treat for you, or at least I do. It's kind of story time, man. I don't know if anybody noticed. We got a new scarf here. I was lucky enough that my car completely disintegrated.
You were not in it. You were not in it when it did that.
I've been using that word a lot. So my transmission died. So I got stuck. Got a deal on a car. Went and saw my buddy down in Peoria. So I'm at Peoria staying with my parents, and I look on Twitter, and Peoria City is in the championship game for USL2, their division. I know that USL2 split up into regional divisions, right?
Awesome.
So I'm like, oh my God, we have to go. So originally my dad wasn't going to go. And so I asked my buddy, and he was like, I don't know. So eventually we get to they're like, my parents are actually showing me these old pictures. They're like, oh my God, shouldn't you go to the game? I was like, oh yeah, I wasn't going to tailgate. Bobby's not going. And he's like, he's not? All right, screw it. I'll come with you. So my dad's like, screw it. He came with me. So they have a beautiful stadium, actually. It used to be an old minor league baseball stadium. And then they completely renovated it. They tore a bunch of stuff out and renovated it. And it was the soccer stadium for Bradley University. And actually I saw my first Chicago Fire game was them playing Columbus Crew there.
You lost your V card right there. I see.
Yeah. So then, anyway, so I looked at the tickets and they were modestly priced at $10 and $20.
Oh, not bad.
And I was like, not bad.
Could you have beer there too? Was there beer available?
No, somewhere? because it's owned by the college. No beer sales. So my dad was rather pissed, but I told him, I was like, you should have ate the edible. I offered it. Anyway, I digress. So it's beautiful stadium. So I didn't know where it was because when I used to go there, the supporters, quote unquote, the kids would be just on the grass behind the goal. So I bought supporter tickets for $12, right? In the 309, baby. And so
just to add some context, you're from Peoria, correct?
I grew up in Peoria. My parents still live there.
So this was kind of special. This is actually really special. Okay.
Because I didn't even know they existed their first season until halfway through, and my dad was like, holy crap, we have a team down here. We should go to a game sometime. Because I always tell the story. I've taken my dad to a couple Fire games, actually. And anyway, so we are in this section, and I got to tell you, man, I love the enthusiasm. Because what they did was they paved a little tiny plot right behind one of the goals and put bleachers there. And so that's where all the kids were. And then they had everybody could sit on the grass. So this game was near sold out. The stadium was actually
awesome.
Full. And we're in the supporter section. And it was just so much fun because everybody I was just when I lived there, I wish that would have been there. Oh my God, I would have been diehard 309 forever, for life, dog. I would have loved it. And so the only critique is nobody is on rhythm with the drums. They have 10 times. They have maybe not 10, but they have 3 times the amount of drums that Sector and Section 8 have.
What,
dude? For real, they have drums
a USL outfit
everywhere.
And a USL2 outfit.
USL2.
They're out fanning the fire in that way.
I wouldn't say that. They're not very good at the chants yet, which they'll get better. But I was shocked when I heard. Well, I was floored when all of a sudden I heard them count something off. They're like, dale, dale. I was like, what?
Whoa.
What are all these white people doing here?
You PTSD from the Fire games?
Oh my God. It's all the same chants. Come on, you boys in black,
Oh wow, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, it's all but we have everybody in this league and around the world have the same stupid chants, except for everybody thinks they're cool now because everyone hates Seven Nation Army.
Do we ever do ole 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 ole?
We used to.
I used to like the Tetris song.
Yeah, I love Tetris, man.
Song.
That was dope because you got the trumpets playing. So anyway, they actually had trumpets as well. But the drummers, nobody was on the same page. It just sounded like constant nonsense. And they fucked up because they handed me and my dad the cowbell. So now, mind you, my dad was 40 when I was born. So he's 82 years old.
Oh,
out here
wow.
rocking with me.
82 years young.
Oh man, so we're having an absolute blast.
Congrats, Mitch's dad.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
so
That's truly
to
awesome.
get to the game, it was amazing. They scored one to go up one, then they gave one up, then they scored to go up again, and then they gave another one up, and it went into extra time. And the other team, which I can't even remember what they're called, or their name isn't specific, so I have no idea where they're even from. But it sucks, man. That crowd deserved a championship. Like that crowd deserved it. Like
but they got one and just wasn't for their team, right?
Yeah, exactly. But it was a blast. I lost my voice. We were chanting and singing and having a good time, man. My dad had a great time.
I should have picked up a jersey, bro.
I got the scarf. Remember I had to buy a car? Remember the whole reason I was there was buying a car.
Yeah.
Right? So,
you could have came back with a jersey, bro. I mean, I highly doubt that those cost more than the MLS ones.
Oh, they don't. They were like, they didn't have any. I didn't see any for sale. But I had seen the prices before, and they were nowhere. They were like $70 or something. So yeah, it's very cool. It was really cool to like you see lower level soccer in America and see people care about it in a fun way.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I would love for there to be a world where they could move up to the second division or the third. Or what,
is there promotion?
No, not yet. Not yet.
They can't go to USL 1?
Not yet.
See, that's
I don't
what
think any of
sucks
that's
about
set up
American
yet.
soccer. It just sucks.
To me, it sounds like you got to kind of experience a little bit of like, how we always talk about like the Premier League and the whole tier system, like, the National League type of situation, like Wrexham. Right. You kind of got to experience that firsthand. Like now, I don't know about James, but like that's interesting because I mean, with me, it's just I just got to experience the fire, and that's it. And they're like,
and they lose all the time, and they get no punishment.
They lose all the time.
I'm interested in promotion relegation for America. I just don't think it's ever going to happen in MLS. It'd be great if it did.
It will one day. One day if it does, but it'll be one of these things where they completely engulf all tiers of American soccer. And yes, that means you, Detroit.
Peoria City.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the reason why I won't think it won't happen is because imagine you pay $500 million for like an expansion right.
Oh yeah.
And just for that.
Listen, you know how you solve that? You could solve Pro Rel right now if everybody gave it wanted to, because here's what you do. You go 20 years. You stop all expansion. You go 10, I would say 10 years. But even let's give the babies their bottle. You go 20 years. And then the lowest two teams from the East and the West go down into a regionalized second division and a regionalized third division between East and West. And then that's how you move up and down.
Jesus, people are going to die by then.
Well, keep in mind, you also have to keep, think about this too, James.
Well, no, hold on. You do it every season after that. But you wait 20 years so they get their investment back. Then you cut the lowest over 20 years.
Not only that, but you kind of you have to kind of begin to wean them off, like the salary cap, just all that, the DP statuses. You kind of wean them off, and then that takes time.
Yeah, and what about teams that get relegated and they have all these three DPs, and they have all this.
Well, I can't tell you how long it took me to get off of GAM, but I'm clean now, and I'm ready for Pro Rel.
Me too. Me too.
Oh man, so that
sounds
and
like
by the way,
cool experience, yeah.
It was, by the way, $12 for a scarf, dog.
Not
support. If you do dude, it was $12 to sit in the supporter section. Now we could have sat in I wouldn't have liked the stands. They were cramped, right? $20, sure, but I would have rather been with the supporters. I say if you've got anybody buy you any kind of team, go see it. Everything's better live. Music is way better live. I'd rather spend $20 to see a band than $20 on. Well, now you don't buy CDs anymore. God damn it, I'm old.
Man, that's true. People more so buying records now.
I mean, you could spend $20 on a burger, but you could go to McDonald's and spend a few dollars.
Yeah, I don't know. I had an absolute blast. Congratulations, Peoria City. Fingers crossed that this team survives. I really would like to see it survive. And look, their colors are lit. Like it's go ahead.
You should probably at least try to make a few trips a year to see the team play.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I looked like at the minute their schedule dropped, there was like a bunch of them that corresponded with Fire games. And then literally like the other ones was because I had already just literally gone to see my parents.
Just go
for like a family get together.
Just go gung ho, bro. Just go watch Peoria and then make that drive out to Chicago. If they're not on the same, they might be on the same day, maybe not the same time. Like if it's like an early afternoon game, you go to Peoria, you watch the Peoria FC, then you gun it on the expressway and watch the Fire play at Soldier Field.
Oh, brother, that is a love and a dedication I am not prepared for. Can we just be friends, Peoria City? Anyway, I'm sorry to drag on, but it was a really fun time, and it was a very off the cuff moment of spontaneity to go see it, and I am so grateful that I did. It reaffirms my belief in Pro Rel, which I had stuffed down into my soul because I just accepted that it was never coming. And again,
I gotta ask a question.
Yeah.
Did they have any vegan options at the stands?
You know, that's a good question because I didn't even look. Like once we were in our spot, that place was like so full. I just didn't even like mess with trying to like go stand in line because we missed the first 3 minutes of the game. Because as soon as we got there like 20 minutes early. We literally walked in, stood in line to get the scarf. Like I wasn't standing in line for food and stuff. Like that's the other thing. Like they couldn't like that. They need a little bit more if they're going to get that size crowd. But I will say I checked into their stuff. They stream their games on YouTube and they've had decent crowds that I've seen, but not like the other night. Like the other night was, it's a championship game. The town was into it. It was rather rad. Go support your local soccer team, everybody.
And let's keep getting going for promotion relegation because it's just better for the game in general.
Yep.
For sure. So we're gonna take a break. So we're gonna go from talking about the small guy to talking about the 60,000 foot view of all things U.S. men's and women's soccer.
I guess.
So that should be exciting.
And then after that, I got some maybe the top 5 Fire MLS sponsors, kid sponsors. We'll go over our top 5, and then we'll probably what some funny. Yeah, if there is some funny, punt that like button. We'll catch you on the flip side.